betting stocks getting slammed this week as the gambling space gets more crowded with the likes of Kalshi trying to grab market share. DraftKings down nearly 15% on pace for its worst week since February, while Flutter, the parent company of FanDuel, is lower by 9% and now negative for the year. But both slightly higher today after a Nevada federal judge ruled that sports predictions markets do not qualify as swaps, which could mean less regulation for online betting moving forward. So for more, we're joined by David Katz, gaming, lodging, and leisure analyst at Jefferies. David, great to have you on. I mean, you do cover DraftKings. Obviously, the market has decided that their head start maybe has eroded to some degree. It's going to get more competitive, less fruitful for them. Do you agree?
I do not. The narrative that's out there that Kalshi is taking share that would be available to DraftKings otherwise, we believe is not substantive. We've done a fair amount of work on what the prediction markets are doing, how they're doing it, how that relates to the numbers that they are putting out there. And they have made some progress in what they're doing. However, what they're flourishing in is this debate, Mike, that you highlighted in your introduction about the legality of swap contracts and whether what they're doing is a swap and therefore federally regulated. Meanwhile, the state gaming regulators have warned the likes of DraftKings and FanDuel that they should not be in the prediction markets, either in their state or anywhere else, because they treat it as illegal gaming. And that's what's keeping them on the sidelines. If we can get to a regulatory conclusion, a legal conclusion on this, and I don't believe we will anytime soon, if we could get to a legal conclusion, the likes of DraftKings and FanDuel and a side-by-side would perform very well, frankly, quite a bit better than what Kalshi has in our estimation.
I keep an eye on, for example, the brokerage industry, and the analysts who cover Robinhood are pretty excited about Robinhood's partnership with Kalshi and how much volume is already flowing through there. Maybe you're forming habits among people who have a Robinhood account. I don't know if we, going to get into the whole, regulatory specifics in terms of how that's going to play out. I just wonder if the general case of there are going to be more venues for people to execute on sports betting.
Yeah. I think what those entities are offering is a highly limited and somewhat primitive offering as compared to what's available in the legal and regulated sports betting markets, right? The version of parlays that started coming out last week from Kalshi is somewhat constructed. And it's not something that would be competitive in a side-by-side. And by the way, if you talk to DraftKings, if you talk to FanDuel, they are aligning their resources for the moment when state gaming regulators do an about-face, which I do think is an eventuality, and decide that they will legalize, regulate, and potentially tax prediction markets. And then you'll have a level competitive playing field. For right now, it creates the pretense that they are, taking something from DraftKings and FanDuel, which we don't believe to be the case. And what makes it worse is that the early season, NFL season, luck or hold percentage for the legalized operators has been a little choppy. And so you're seeing analyst numbers coming down, and it creates the optic that that's as a result of Kalshi, and it is not.